Over time, there emerged 5 cities that were the most important centers of Christianity. These were Rome, Constantinople, Alexandria, Antioch, and Jerusalem. Each one had a leader known as a patriarch, and hence each center was known as a patriarchy.
So there was the Council of Chalcedon, and it came out with 4 patriarchs. Five patriarchs. Why? So what were the reasons for the 5 patriarchs?
Without me looking it up, I want to say political reasons. I want to say this was a matter of maintaining that consistency when the nation, the Empire of Rome was literally on very shaky ground.
Okay.
We're nearing the collapse. We're nearing that point. So there would be... Ew, don't look at my I said you could come lay here. There would be that need to keep everything coherent and cohesive across multiple states.
So these are not 5 different viewpoints?
No.
At this point, at least?
Not at this point.
They were meant to, okay, we just need more people on staff to help.
If I remember correctly, it's hard for me to pull that one out of the brain without a little more reference. But if I remember correctly, yes. And like he says, there were still split-offs that were happening anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Despite these attempts to keep a cohesive religion going. Because
it's humans.
It's humans.
It's humans.
It's people. People were involved.
But
every
apparently,
step of the way.
In 2026, we finally figured it out.
Yep.
That was the roundabout answer I was always given. Well, why was there, why has there always been division, and why are people this? Why are there all these denominations? What about all the translations? In the Crusades and things like that, it was always, humans are involved and humans make mistakes, and we're constantly trying to figure out, how to be, the most pleasing to God.
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning more and more every day. We're getting better, we're figuring it out.
Because God himself couldn't just clearly tell us.
Well, apparently we were given a constitution. It wasn't in my Bible. I feel like if we were just given the Constitution, the Nicene Constitution, maybe we would have.
I feel like if it was correct, it would have happened back in Genesis.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if there really is a one true God and a one true way to worship God, I feel like God should have come down and said something about that.
And I feel like it would have been a lot more clear.
I feel like, generally speaking, that is the responsibility of the person in charge, which would be
He did.
God.
He spoke to Abraham and Moses.
Oh,
and apparently that wasn't enough, so he had to send Jesus. That wasn't enough, so then there was Paul.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
that wasn't enough, so then there was Constantinople, or not Constantine. And that wasn't enough, so there was the Council of Nicaea.
Just feel like there needs to be some direct communication at some point.
Everything's God breathed.
Like, what is it? Is it Confucius or Sun Tzu? The rule of if the people you're leading mess up once, it's their fault. But if they mess up twice, it's your fault for not being clear enough.
I like that. It's kind of like a shame on me.
Like the first time it was your fault, but if it keeps happening, it's my fault for not being clear enough as a leader.
Yeah.
So
that's basically just the whole story of humanity from the Bible's perspective, is one constant mess up.
After another. After another. After another.
Mm-hmm.
After another.
Which grounds in terrible, sinful people.
It grounds in that. Absolutely. But dang, at some point, it's
the instructions are unclear.
Yeah, the instructions were unclear. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
At some point, it's not my fault anymore that I can't understand the instructions. It's
Yeah.
your instructions that are wrong.
Because we just keep in human history, just in the Christianity human history, just constantly try to. Well, let's try this. Well, let's try this.
The
well,
amount
let's
of-
try this.
And the amount of retconning that's happening here is just unacceptable. Like,
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about translations or.
yeah, we haven't
anything
even gotten
written.
there yet. We haven't even
Mm-mm.
gotten there yet.
Ethiopian Christians have a unique version of the Bible that includes several extra books that are not found in most other Bibles.
So, like, how does that fit in with everything we were taught? The fact that there's this whole other Bible, the Ethiopian Bible.
I don't know. Now I want to go look into it because I've never heard of it.
Because I mean, like, I remember learning about it and just being so overwhelmed I couldn't crack it. And then I remember learning about all the extra gospels and epistles that were not included, all the extra books that were not included in our Bible, and going and reading those and just being like brain blown. Like, how does this fit into anything I learned?
It's like, well, I can see why it's not in there.
There's some of that, but then there's also like a whole chunk of it that, like, why isn't it in there?
Well, right, because then you have to go back to men had to decide what was in the Bible and what wasn't in the Bible. And I'm sure that will be on here at some point.
Right.
So even those people had to sit there together and just pray for God to breathe through their minds to know which books that had been presented were supposed to be canon.
Mm-hmm.
That alone is insane. To think that just a group of people determined, well, no, those books in that Ethiopian Bible, those aren't God breathed.
And we definitely are not going to bring that up to anyone, because that involves people.
Yeah.
And again, we want to glaze away people from history as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, God did it.
Yeah.
God just did it.
Yep.
It just happened because that's what God wanted.
Yep.
And we're not going to question that any further. But then there's this whole other Bible that I may actually get into. I may read that.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap my
now
brain around.
Now that I'm older and I'm not so completely overwhelmed by all of this information, and just being like, whoa, because whoa, this is not.
It's so fascinating to sit down and think it through. Of, well, if this is what I believed, then that means that this is what I believe.
Right.
I believe that the 66 books in the Bible are the 66 books that God wanted in there. Which means I have to believe that there was a group of people that met together to decide what goes in there and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to believe that that meeting was 1000% God ordained and God protected. And the more councils that I see on this map, it's harder and harder.
It gets harder and harder. You get to be like, oh no, we really did not agree on anything.
No.
Ever.
So then you just have to hope that the 66 books in your Bible are at least not wrong.
Yeah.
There might be missing information, but then you're like,
because there's even more schisms down here.
Yeah.
There's more lines going this way, and
because then you've also got culture, which I think is a lot of this. Like we were saying, some of that split was geographical.
Some of that split was geographical,
which then creates culture.
Yeah.
Like just on this one screen, I see Armenia, Ethiopia, India, Poland, Greece, Assyria. That's a lot of different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different cultures that are going to influence the religious belief, because from my understanding,
it does. It heavily affects it.
That's what religion kind of, the foundation of religion is.
It is.
It's the culture that it came from.
Yeah. Culture is when you're world building and you're writing, that in order to build a fantastical culture or fictional culture, religion is a huge part of what you have to consider. because the word cult is in culture for a reason. Like, that's
Culture defines
yeah,
almost everything.
that's where your belief about what you eat, how you eat it, all of that comes through that. What you wear, how you wear it.
And that's what we're fighting now is, well, your culture of Christianity is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's it's
very weird.
It's very weird. It's very icky.
It's very weird, and it's attached to a lot of things that I think people who are raised atheists may not realize what all has to come out of the wall when you're deconstructing.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds crazy, but the way I brush my teeth could be affected by this.
Absolutely. Especially when part of deconstruction is actually just learning the whole story of what happened.
Yeah, it really
before
is.
You can even take it apart.
Because
I have to fill in the holes.
You weren't told the whole story of what happened, because if they tell you what the whole story was, you'll come out of it going, so you're just like every other religion in the world, and then they'll self-implode.
Yeah.
Because we cannot, absolutely not be just like every other religion in the world.
No, we have to.
That definitely cannot happen. And if you ever make that conflation, people will they will get mad. They will straight up.
Well, especially if you call Christianity a religion.
Oh God.
You can't do that. Christianity is not a religion. A religion is a belief system.
If I refer
that is religion is a system of belief in an untrue deity.
Yeah.
Or deities.
Well,
otherwise it's just the truth.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true, because
that's what you were taught. That's what I was taught.
Religion was like a dirty word.
Yeah.
In my house growing up.
Yes.
But I don't know if there definitely, like, Catholicism was a religion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it was bad.
Yep.
Judaism is a religion, and that's what we don't have a religion, we have a relationship.
That was
and
my
now
Facebook
that I'm 40, I'm like, a toxic one.
That was totally one of my first little Facebook, your little bio that I made way back in 2006.
Yeah.
So I've had Facebook.
No, I didn't join until I think 2008.
I joined in 2006 or 7.
I was not a social media fan.
I wasn't. I didn't know anything about it.
I was coerced into my Facebook account.
Yeah, I still coerced you into TikTok.
You did. You coerced me into TikTok. It's fine.
You coerced me into history.
That's right.
It's
and science.
Fair.
I left you alone in a room with the YouTube video that just destroyed.
It's like, cool, now we gotta put this on social media. You started this. You're joining me for the ride.
Fine. I will hold the roadmap.